Yeah, now when you said like the milk toast guys, I think I know what you're saying, but if you can explain that a little bit, like, because I think being young, I think I know exactly what you're saying. You have these
Yes,
guys that talk to you, but they're non-relatable.
yes,
They're kind of talking over your head.
yes,
Is nothing that you would aspire to be. Like you don't seem like you're a real
yes.
person.
Well, I'm gonna make it very clear. You got those in our community. What I would say, they are cowards, and what I mean by cowards, you are scared to even go amongst your youth that some of us them produce, and we are so afraid to go amongst them and talk to them and try to help them, but we'll talk about them. So I call them coward. They cowards. And that's the cleanest word that I can call it. And it's so sad because when you walk by these young boys and you don't try to give them no guidance, and you walking around and you got your suit and your tie on and your briefcase, but you're too good to sit there and talk to these young men that you see that probably at the store that's up to no good. You can't stop your Mercedes Benz right there and try to find out why you standing right here at 2:00, young man. Do you need some help? You need some work? You looking for a job or something? So we don't have that in our community. So the young boys are staying right there. They would look down. They look down at, and it's so sad to say, city leaders and a whole lot of the pastors here in this city right here. The young boys do. The young adults do.
Yeah. So from your personal experience, actually being out in the field, talking to these young men,
Yes.
how do they view when people try to come to them with programs and, like the handout type of deal, or, get your education? How do they view that type of message?
Well, from my experience and me being out there on the street, they look at this as somebody's trying to use them, not really help them. Because the first thing, and people must understand this, when you have a young man or a young adult that's out there on the street, and he's coming from a broken home, or he may not have a home to go to, he's not looking for a program. He's not really sometimes not looking for a church or anything like that. What they want is to hear about, how can you help me? And what they mean by how can you help, how can you put some money in my pocket so that I can end up doing something for myself? And so that's the first thing that I always do, is try to find out where they are at financially. Young man, are you looking for some work? Is there anything that you need? Because they'll feel better if you didn't help them ascertain a few dollars to put in their pocket, and they can sit down and talk to you. Look, man, I'm having a hard time. But they see that you care. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to take that time and deal with them. So my approach and our approach has always been, meet them where they are at. So if I see some young boys standing in front of the store over there begging for money, I need to go over there as a man and find out what's going on with these young boys over here for asking for money. And so I go, hey, y'all looking for a job? You looking for? And most of them would say, yeah. And so normally we try to keep what we call petty cash, and we pay them and get them to clean up or do something like that. And I see this all the time. So what we've been doing is been helping these young men get jobs. So I've been fortunate to help 45 young men last year to get full-time jobs from just getting them from off the street. And they're working. The retention rate is 95%. I think only a few of them lost a job or didn't show up, but it's a 95% retention rate, and they doing great. They want to work. They want money in their pockets. Once you put some money in their pocket, they'll listen to you. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to get their attention. I can't get their attention with the Bible right now, because they can quote a rap better than they can the Bible scripture. They know the rapper better than they do the prophets in the Bible. Even though we need to bring that to them, but I need to get them to me to where I want them to listen to me. You understand what I'm saying? And so they listen to me, it's right, but I got them working, and while they working, I'm talking to them. Young man, what would you like to be? And they'd be telling me things. Well, one guy was telling me that he wants to be an electrician, but he don't know how to go about being an electrician. But that is in his DNA, that he feels that he could be an electrician. So if we don't tap into these youth, how do we know what we're missing?